Welcome to the Trail Chasers podcast. I'm your host, Dean Horwitz, and I'm excited to share this journey with you. Each week, we'll be hitting the trails with some of South Africa's most inspiring trail runners, diving into the topics that matter most and uncovering the secrets of this incredible sport. Lace up your trail shoes and join me on this adventure. New episodes every week. Welcome to the Trail Chasers podcast. I am very excited to have the three of you on this week's episode. I think for me, as I said to you guys, I'm doing this season is all about community. And I think the Deep South is a very special community. So I'm very excited to kind of hear about your respective communities. I have a lot of admiration for the work that you guys are doing. And yeah, excited to hear how they started and what makes them so special from the inside perspective. And yeah, so we're going to start off with going a bit deep. So I always like to start these interviews with, tell me in your own words who you are. Start with you, Noah.
Wow, that's a very profound question to start with. I guess there's no easy answer to who I am. You'd have to ask all my friends. I think one, well, we spoke about community, and oneself is often defined by the people around them. So yeah. I think, it's easy to speak about yourself and, well, I think this or that about myself, but actually it's what other people think about me that's important. I try to not take things too seriously, have a good time, enjoy the mountains, enjoy being outdoors. Used to enjoy running long distances, but I got a bit over that. But yeah, so I guess that's sort of me in a nutshell. And maybe the others have some words on me, my lovely colleagues here who have also done so much for our community in the Deep South.
I have a few things I can say about Noah. No, but Noah is amazing because actually when he started this Trail Dogs, the Muizenberg Trail Dogs, and he's always had such an amazing vision for it, which was based on community, and he's stuck with it from the beginning and it's just really grown into something incredible. So he really should it's amazing what he's done.
Yeah.
We're very proud to know him. And I am like the secretary of the Muizenberg Trail Dogs, and I have to do all the admin. There's a lot. And yeah, I also love running on the mountain. I love I love our community. I love watching people arrive and they're terrible runners and they're slow and they become more and more into it and they get fast and their whole, it's just people change, and they become very, I don't know. I think it's amazing that the impact it has. We have a very strong community in Muizenberg, and yeah, I am happy to be part of it, and I love dedicating my time to, doing the admin.
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Leanne.
Yeah.
It's such a...
Ty.
All by myself here, KomRun on the end. Yeah, it's echo the same words about community. I grew up in Komaki. I've always loved it. I've hardly ever left it. It's a hard place to leave once you go there, and it is quite a special place. Yeah, so it's always nice to give back and just create a place where people can come together, just meet weekly. I've always been a surfer, but that's always kind of felt a little bit political at times, and running was a bit of an escape, although it gets a little political sometimes.
Yeah.
No,
but we're not going to talk about that today.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
It's just been a nice escape and place for different people, outside of your normal kind of circles to meet. You're going to talk to the auntie you've seen in the road and never really spoken to. You're kind of on common ground when you're running, and you meet in the mountains. And then, we have a little swim afterwards. And just kind of everyone lets everything go. And, it's just really about people coming together, which is quite key.
Amazing. And talk to me, I guess, about your respective communities in terms of how did it start? How has it evolved? Yeah, take me back to kind of the beginning.
How did Trail Dogs start? By accident. By accident.
All best things do, I guess. Yeah.
There's no intention of setting up a running club. We had a small little WhatsApp group with 3 people. Oh no, wait. Actually, what happened was we went to a park run, a Sunflay park run, and we always used to do the park run. And I had a staffy, a dog called Bovril, and we always used to see who was the first person to finish her first dog to finish the park run. And I ended up running with 2 brothers, Craig and Ryan, and they had a similar dog, and we raced each other. And then afterwards we got talking, we formed a WhatsApp group. We used to meet outside the synagogue in Muizenberg at the bottom of the stairs. And then over time, just more and more people joined. There was that horrible occasion where there were a lot of attacks on the mountain in Muizenberg, and people didn't feel safe on the mountain. And it's a very sad thing not to feel safe on the mountain. So people sort of flocked to us and joined us, and they came and they went, and we had romances, we had almost had divorces, we had people who met and got married and relationships. We won't go, there's no names mentioned, but anyway, and so over time it just grew and grew, and people came and they participated and they enjoyed the vibe. We've never really pushed it too much, and now it is where it is. There was no intention to do this, but now we're here.
Because that was in 2017.
Sure.
And about a year later, I joined, and there were about 25 people that ran all the time. We had quite a cool little OG group, we call them now. And so many of them were like, let's close this group up, and like not. And Noah was like, no, we're keeping it open. We had this Facebook page, and we were saying, join us if you can run. We're exclusive in that we only have runners, runners. Like
there's no walking
you can only
group.
come if you're a runner.
Yeah,
right.
There's no walking. We had a few issues with people thinking it was a hiking.
It's not a hiking group, but that's the only thing we exclude. But then when I joined, I went on a run with them, and they told me it was going to be 9Ks, and it was 16. I had to phone my husband halfway to come and rescue me at Sunbird, and I moaned the entire way. And Noah thought he'd never see me again, and here I still am.
Yeah, I don't know about 16Ks. I think it was 9. It was supposed to be 7, but
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So it was
Anyway,
actually
I've improved tremendously.
yeah, most improved trail dog.
yeah.
Graded adjusted distance.
No.
So that's actually interesting. I want to chat about that. Like I look at a lot of kind of community runs, and they're kind of like 45 minutes to an hour, like, and then it's like, let's go for beers or whatever. But you guys, it seems like you guys do quite a long weekly run.
Yeah,
What is
very long? We're running for at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we do different. We've got different groups. We've got a beginners-ish team, but it's still running. Chilled, medium, and fast. So there are 4 groups, and they all go for at least an hour and a half. Sometimes up to 2 hours.
Sure.
And then we have beers.
Yeah. And is that kind of response to the community, or is that kind of how you've always kind of been?
That's a response to Pex Valley. If you've ever been up Pex Valley or try to ascend Muizenberg Mountain, you're spending 30 to 35 minutes getting up. So once you're up, you want to run a bit.
Yeah.
So, and people seem to enjoy that. So, yeah.
We started out with one route. We always did the surf and turf.
Yeah, so.
And we thought we were amazing. And then as it got bigger, we realized like this is not a good enough route. So now we go straight up Pex or straight up Bailey's, and it's it's a run. It's simply, so yeah.
Yeah. And how do you kind of, do you alternate routes, or is it the same route every week, or?
Alternate. We just have people who stick their hand up or lead a group, and they'll decide on the route. Often, I mean, when I lead a group, I decide as I leave. What I'm doing.
Yeah.
I plan it as I get to the next point, you know. But everybody, we have a group of people who are quite responsible, who know the mountain. We have a leader, we have a sweeper, and we take the necessary precautions, all the legalese stuff. But the point, so that's it. Yeah, they just go up and they know the route, and they'll lead a group on that route. So however many people rock up.
Yeah, and it's a weekly run.
Tuesday at 6.
Okay.
Even when the weather's atrocious, people arrive. Sometimes we think no one will arrive, and there they are in their raincoats.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely every Tuesday at 6.
Okay, amazing. And what other events? What other either weekly or monthly or yearly?
So we have an annual event called the Winter Wipeout.
Yeah.
And we really love our Winter Wipeout. We just had it 2 weeks ago. And what we do is you sign up as a chilled, medium, or fast runner, and we put you in a team with people usually that you don't know.
Yeah. And
so you've got to like sort it out, and you've got to have an outfit, and you've got to have a song, and you've got to have like a team name, and then you meet your team almost on the morning. I mean, often the people do know each other, but sometimes not. And people are all dressed up, and then we send them into the mountains on various routes that they're supposed to know. Most people get lost. And then when we come back, we give prizes only for best dressed. And we have a band that Noah plays in called the Temple of the Dogs, and they entertain us for the whole afternoon. And it's a real jewel. So it's all about, we try to make it not about the winners. We try to make it about the gees,
Yeah, all about the gees.
Amazing. And Ty, talk to me about KomRun.
Yeah, so it started much the same way as I think most of them have, on a WhatsApp group with a couple of mates. And then, I work in the surf shop in Komrun. It's quite a community-based place, and a lot of people know me there. And then I'll just get requests like, hey, can I come run with you? And hey, can I come run with you? And a lot of the time it became a hack, You're like, oh, okay, now I've got to message 6 people who want to go run with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, and then my wife would who are you going running with? Oh, I'm running with this lady or this auntie. And she's like, geez, you're spending more time with these ladies on the mountain than you are with me, you know, I think. So I was like, okay, no, screw this. We're gonna kind of start off just doing it on a Monday. And we're gonna like do it every Monday. So the first one we did was a little Christmas run just to kind of test the waters, kind of had a good response with that. Thought, oh, let's do another one. And then, every Monday without fail, 5K till you die every Monday is kind of the motto. We haven't stopped since. You know,
Sure.
we've had to adjust some public holidays to a morning run. Yeah. Because, you know, people like a beer on a public holiday on Monday. So, we kick it off in the morning. But, otherwise, without fail, we go. 5:30. And it's evolved over the years. You know, it started off quite formal. It was almost like a bit of a time trial. You know, people would give it a go and everyone was like, oh, can we better our time? And it was quite cool. And then it's, you know, the word got out there, you know, it was a safe place for kids to go, for walkers to go. You know, we not as hardcore as the trail dogs. Our mountain is only 100 meters high. So it's very manageable for most. You know, a lot of like people come and, yes, what a hectic climb. I'm like, geez, you must check what the dogs do on Tuesday. You know, you got like 400 meter pecs or whatever it is. Yeah, so it's very accessible. You know, people think they're coming for a little park run, and then their eyes do get opened. You know, they end up climbing a mountain, checking a view, 2.5 Ks on trail, 2.5 Ks through the road, end off with a lekker swim in the Kom. And it's just really cool. You know, and people have like taken their running further. Other people have, you know, they just do that. They walk it every Monday with their kids, come rain or hail or wind or whatever. And others, they blast it. And it's pretty cool.
Amazing. And what do you kind of get personally out of running this community?
Personally, I mean, I'm just stoked, you know, I'm stoked for people to be active, you know, just people sitting around doing nothing, you know, that annoys me. I like to see people doing, like, you know, making the most out of where we live. You know, we live in a beautiful place. Geez, I lived here almost my whole life and I hardly ever went on any of those trails, you know, the old school outing to the Cork Bay Caves, and then they were just forgotten about, you know, like, you know, surfing, you know, some mountains aren't cool, hiking's not that cool. You get all these like preconceived ideas about things, you know, and then you come back like full circle and you're like, geez, it's quite cool, you know, like, so just to be able to use these spaces that are on our doorsteps, you know, while we live here, you know, why not use it and get out into the mountain?
Ty's got every single surfer in Komiki running now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Honestly, every single person surfs. They had a team of surfers doing like the comrades. Yeah. The guys have been unbelievable. He's really brought running to Komiki in a way that surfing was. Those Monday evening runs, there's so many people. It's amazing to see how many people arrive and all different kinds of people.
Don't tell Sam Fox, eh?
Yeah, no. and it's just really, really, it's really something. I think it's really changed the whole vibe of Komiki. Like, it's very inclusive to everyone.
There's that saying, you know, the more runners you see in the neighborhood, you know, your rent's going up. And that's definitely the case for Komiki. It has gone up and property prices have shot up. And I don't know if it's a good thing. You know, a lot of the surfers are pretty competitive. So there's a new competitive element, which is cool. You know, it's always cool to, like, you know, shake feathers, you know, shake feathers up the tree. You know, you got guys that have been doing it for a long time, you know. Don't know, you know, you can get some new blood in the sport, you know. You're not too old, you know. You're like, guys just started, been running for a year, and then go smash a sub 3:30 marathon, or you know, take out comrades within 2 years of running. You know, it's amazing what some people have achieved. Other time, you know, it could be a lady that's never done anything, run a half marathon and committed to a marathon within 6 months. You know, it's absolutely like cool. You know, people have found their life again, and found health.
Yeah, we find that too. We really have people arrive and it's just the difference. You see them 6 months later and it's like a different person. They've usually lost a bit of weight and they're just feeling so much better about themselves and they run so much faster. They go from the tall group to the medium group and they look down at me who's still in the tall group. And, you know, but it's such confidence. It gives people such confidence. Knowing the mountain and being happy on the mountain, I think really translates into the rest of your life. Like you are a happier, more fulfilled, happier person because it's so beautiful. And it's just nature gives you something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think it's that like motivation, or do you think it's kind of, as you say, like that kind of confidence in in being able to run on the mountain?
Well, you don't have to be, even if you can't run fast, if you just can run, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like people are surprised what they can do. People surprise themselves. They come along, they check it out. If it works for them, then they keep coming back, and they just surprise themselves, and they go from strength to strength, from not knowing the mountain, from being intimidated by the mountain, to leading groups and taking that. And, and everybody has their own journey with running. It sort of goes through peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot, like people, are they like diehards that come every week, and other people who like don't appear for like a few months and then come back? And
Absolutely. We get all of those.
Yeah.
And we go through sections. Like sometimes, as Noah says, you have people, then they get married, they meet each other at Trail Dogs, and then we don't see them for 3 years, and then they come back, so it's all, everyone's got their own journey. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and what do you guys get out of, being involved in the Trail Dogs?
Yeah, no, Leanne, you answer first. I got to think about this for a second.
I just love, I love it. Mainly it's for other people, like to see other people. I really enjoy it. And it makes me go every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And most in this winter, I must say, this July has been bad. And I've met so many different people, and people come and go, but you make such good friends with people, and you meet people from so many different communities that you would never have met. And I love that. I have some friends that I would love, and I'm so glad I know them, and it's only from running. And I have the time to do a bit of admin, and so I do a bit of admin.
Do you have a job, Leanne?
So for me, it works. I really enjoy it. And I've made such amazing friends along the way. I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything. And the other thing is the mountain. Like, I love knowing the mountain. I love feeling confident on the mountain. I'm not the fastest runner, but I just love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got nothing else to say. I think it's something.
No, I mean, I don't know what. I think you might have covered it all. I mean, I think there is one point to make. As it became bigger, it did become a little bit more challenging for us. In terms of how do you manage a group of people who all want to have a good time on the mountain, but sometimes they don't bring a head torch, and you find out at the top of the mountain, or you have all of that sort of responsibility. So you feel that sometimes a little bit. I mean, I have, but in general, people sort themselves out. Often the best way is just to leave it and see what happens. Like
we say radical
self-reliance. Radical self-reliance. And you know what? You go up the mountain, you fall over, and you get a little kiss from the mountain, and either you're going to say, "Okay, I'll be back for a second kiss," or you don't.
Yeah.
So it sort of works itself out, and there's a sense of like having done something for the little community that we're in. But it's nice to see people enjoying the mountain. I don't think there's anything more deep or profound to say about it.
And is it a very much like a local community, Muizenberg locals? Do you get people that come from sort of far and wide?
Far and wide.
All over. We have people, international people, local people from town. I mean,
that's international.
That's international. You have to get your passport stamped as you come. But we have all everywhere.
Yeah. And we're on a Tuesday, and this winter, I swear, you guys on Mondays have had all the good weather. Monday is a perfect. Tuesday it rains. So, I mean, you guys have got all the good weather.
No, but I plan good weather. Most of my runs have gone through pretty well. Yeah, I mean, we think we get the same. Jeez, like, I'm amazed when you're chatting to someone and they're like driven out from town all the way to Komrun on a Monday evening. And it's like, or a guy's heard from us and he's in Holland, and I's planned his family holiday to South Africa, and what does he want to do on a Monday? No, he's coming to KomRun to come run 5Ks with us. It's like, whoa, it's like amazing, The word gets out there, and some people come from Hout Bay and Muizenberg, and I think we obviously got a lot of cross pollination. All the crews, we all offer something different. With Janet's with the Deep South Trail, what they've done is also really cool. They've got a lot of like really good beginner programs to get guys in at those kind of basic levels, just out and backs, and like really kind of starting in the mountain, so if PEX is too much, you can really just do 2Ks on a Jeep track with them, and then take them all the way up, which has also been quite cool. So there's like just a lot of like points of entry for people to do, which has been quite cool too.
Yeah, they've got about 4 runs a week. Yeah, there's a long run on the weekends, and for slow, they've got like a walking, hiking group. They've got a slow running group. They've got a normal running group, and then 3 or 4 other runs every single week. It's really, they have done a lot. They really have done a lot.
Yeah.
Their social media is better than ours, but not for long.
I don't even have Instagram.
Yeah.
What's
That's true,
Instagram?
that's true.
And so do you mainly communicate over WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
We always speak, and whenever they have something, we put it on our WhatsApp. If we're doing something. The Ty's got to run tomorrow. We'll try and get our guys to. We'll always advertise it. So actually, if you live in the deep south, you could run every single day with a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, so let's talk a bit about the deep south. I think for me, obviously from the outside, it looks like it's like a really special community, really unique community. And it's, I think coming from, I guess, I lived quite a bit in Greenpoint, we don't seem to have that kind of sense of community. So why do you kind of think the deep south has that like strong sense of community, and what makes that kind of so unique?
Well, so I actually live in Noordhoek, weirdly, and we have an amazing community in Noordhoek. And Kommetjie has the same, and Muizenberg has the same.
Yeah.
I have been called the mayoress of Muizenberg, but I actually live in Noordhoek.
Have you?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think it's because it's smaller.
Yeah.
And there are things to do, like the runs that we have. I think so people get together. I think it's in Greenpoint that isn't really the case.
Yeah.
It's also like a little enclave. All of these places, Muizenberg's like sort of a little enclave. Noordhoek's a little enclave. And people know each other. People who grow up in the south also tend to stay in the south sometimes, and people know each other. Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, but it's the best place to live.
Yeah, I think when you've grown up as a kid and you've seen the same people, your same neighbors, you've seen the same kids grow up, and then you become older and you see kids kind of turn into young adults, you get bonded with people. When you're stuck in Kommetjie and you don't have there's no buses and there's no cars, you become like brethren, and then you hate the kids from Muizenberg. So stronger bonds with the Kommetjie kids, and everyone hates the Fisher kids. They hate the Sun Valley kids. So
But now we're all one big happy deep south trail running family.
We all hate the town people.
Common enemy.
We like
All
everyone.
love and light, love and light.
Love and light, peace.
So I think it just makes those kind of community ties strong. When you kind of have grown up in a small town and you recognize faces.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite interesting also because obviously Hout Bay, there's also quite a strong community, but they also like the trail community or the trail group has only started like this year. And do you guys think like before like the trail dog started, before KomRun, was there a strong community, or was it kind of developed?
Well, there was just in Hout Bay, but the guy left.
Yeah.
So there was a shop in Hout Bay, and that guy was there for years, and he had such a strong community, and he went to Australia. I've forgotten his name now. But there was one there, and I think it's kind of been a bit of a void, and they've just recently started something else.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Muizenberg.
I mean, I think there have been a few groups, but it's in the last couple of years, it's really expanded. I mean, there's even a group operating from the same parking lot that we
Oh, wow.
on a Monday. So I mean, now it's suddenly there where there was mates who were one of the first ones, and obviously Tuesday trails on this side of the world, but now every time I look up, there's a new group.
Yeah.
So it seems to be sort of people are forming these micro running clubs and having that sense of community.
The more people on the mountain, the better.
Yeah.
That's what I think. The more people on the mountain, the better.
That's fine. People find their crowd. Hey? They find their people.
Yeah, I mean, Kommetjie, it's a small town. I think, geez, in the 80s, there was a Kommetjie Athletics Club. Cuck, as but maybe they'll come back one day, who knows. And then there was no real running per se, the odd one or two people that ran around the town, but no, I think like Noah mentioned that we had a space of attacks, and the mountain was often perceived as like an unsafe place to go, and it was just a forgotten area, and we've reclaimed it, which has been pretty cool, and I'm just stoked when you drive around in the morning and you see 20 people running on the road, and you look up the mountain, you could see someone running there. It's awesome, to have that space back.
And it's all for free. Like we don't want to, we're not going to be a club. We don't want to be like a club where you have to pay. We just a community-based, kind of free thing, right?
Yeah, we don't want too many rules that spoil things.
We don't want too many rules. We don't want
that spoils things. They're on admin.
Yeah, we don't want admin. We try not to get involved in anything like that.
Yeah.
We run an event every now and again. You do quite a few events. You quite, but it's so nice to go there for the event.
Yeah.
And it's just community spirit. It's lekker.
We didn't talk about that type, but talk to me, about your kind of other than the weekly runs, you know, your events, you obviously have your comrades and you have an event tomorrow. Yeah, so talk to me a bit about that kind of aspect of it.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Well, we do comrades. We've gone 2 years now, so it hasn't been running for many years, but at least 2. And that was just basically a backyard ultra. You know, it was kind of geez, can we run 50Ks? You know, it was my first ultra I ever did. I was like, can I do it? I don't know. Let me make it as easy as possible for myself and kind of leave some stuff in my car and just go do laps. And then if I needed anything, I was there to get it. You know, I'd run past my house if I needed the toilets. Could find some Vaseline if I needed that. There's a pizza shop and a bottle store, and you know. And that first year, we kind of pushed the boat out a little bit. We got a DJ. We got we try to make it as cool as easy as possible per se, and it was fun. So we did it again. So now we may keep on doing it.
Yeah.
And we've got the peace run that we did.
Yeah.
And then, we did the peace run. So that was a good collaborative run with the trail dogs and with Janet from Deep South Trail. Yeah, just to get us all together, you know, like utilizing our space, our mountains as a community, and, you know, getting people to run as further than they think they can. And that's what was cool about comrades. You know, people were like, I'm going to come do 5Ks because they've only ever done 5Ks. And it's, well, once they've done one, they can maybe do another one. And geez, people came up and like, whoa, I did 20Ks after never doing more than 5 before, which is like amazing.
The vibe was amazing.
Yeah, it's just like epic to do that. You know, people always can go further than they think they can do. They just need to be pushed and or nudged in the right direction. And then I think the rest of my events we do are very reactive, you know. I'm a terrible planner. I always try we're going to put a plan together for the year, but I'm extremely reactive.
And Leanne, talk to me a bit about your involvement, I guess, with the greater Cape Town Trail community.
Yeah, well, I mean, years ago, I think it must be 5 or 6 years ago, Stu asked us to do aid station for UTCT.
Yeah.
So we did one at Cliff. They gave us Cliff Nick. And for 2 years we did it. The 1 year, Courtney DeVolta and Lucy Bartholomew came to Cape Town, but they couldn't run. So they spent almost the whole day at our aid station.
Sure.
They were cheering like mad. And we had all this beach stuff, like props. We dressed them up. And we've been using those photos ever since. So it was my claim to fame, my big day in trail running.
Didn't you win a trophy for that? You won a trophy at
the next year. Then they moved me to Hot Bay. So we do the Hot Bay aid station now. It's a huge aid station because we're getting the 100K, the 100 miles, we're getting the 55. So it's an all-nighter. You're there for 2 days and 1 night. And it's so lekker. I love being involved in that. And then I got the moment of my life was when UTCT gave me the first volunteer award they ever did. So then it was Jim Walsley and Courtney DeVolta on the stage and me.
So it's not true. You have actually won a race.
Yeah.
You won the volunteer race.
Yeah.
It was so lekker.
No, it was a race. It counts.
And they get like 4,000 volunteers. And that race does some amazing things for Cape Town. And Cape Town is my true love. And I love that I can be involved in something that does so well for the city. And now Puffer roping us in to do aid stations, which we're very happy about. And we were going to do on the top of the mountain, but now we've had to change the route. So we're going to be at the end. So we're going to bring all our gears to the end of the Puffer this year and hope to see everyone there. And I really enjoy that. I like to get involved as much as I can. Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about Puffer. You know, is it kind of like a local race for you guys, as well as obviously, for your communities?
Yeah. I mean, Puffer is one of the oldest races in South Africa. I'm not sure if it is the oldest. It might be the oldest ongoing, and I stand under correction. So before I even did trail running, we went to some jawl at some party somewhere, and people started talking. I think the beers were flowing. People started talking, and there was this good lady there, or girl. We were at university anyway, whatever. And she started talking about Puffer. This is a race called the Puffer, and then you get the tougher Puffer. And the tougher Puffer, which is now banned, was when the Oaks used to be at Mitchell's. They used to end in Mitchell's at the waterfront, and they would start the night before. And I would go all the way back to the start, and then I would go with them. So there used to be the tougher Puffer. Now it's all the way to the lighthouse in Cape Point. The routes changed slightly over the years, but when you sort of hear about iconic races that have a history in Cape Town, the Puffer is right up there. Everybody knows about it and has heard about it and is in all of it. And I've run it a couple of times, and bloody hard. I've never not suffered on the puffer, but it's a very nice day out.
And now they're doing teams, huh?
Now we're
some
doing
teams this year. So guys can enter their teams, and it just adds another little element to the race. It should be fun, kind of working with a couple other people than just by yourself, which is always nice. Puffer's a lot easier with a friend. Well, I think any long run is. But so very exciting.
And we've got 4 teams, the trail dogs for the puffer this year, and you guys have got?
We only got 1.
Only 1. Don't worry, we get known as well. So that is very it's a very nice run. I'm always seconding. There's always people to second. You're always out that whole day.
So it's an emotional day. It's an emotional day. You can go through the as every long distance runner. Sometimes you lose your sense of humor, pisses off into the bush and leaves you deserted and crying on the mountain, a little bit broken and sad, but somehow you pull yourself towards yourself and you continue and you finish. And I think that's also a little bit about running, like about community. Sometimes it teaches you a little bit of a lesson, and that's good. That feeling of getting through that. Sometimes you cry, but you come out the other end and it's quite nice. I like that feeling about it. The longer runs have that, because I think 99% people doing long runs are actually just suffering most of the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why do you think that kind of trail running does is so perfectly suited to community and does develop that community around it, as opposed to, I guess, road running or other sports?
I'm gonna I think all sports have a sense of community. I think it's like-minded people doing something together that they enjoy. I mean, I think road running, if you went into Spartan Harriers or whatever the road running clubs, there's a very big sense of community in there. So I don't think there's anything unique about trail running when it comes to community. It's just a different type of community.
Maybe because everyone can take part. You can be different. You don't have to be as fast. You don't have to run 60 Ks. You can run 20. Or 5.
Or 5. Or 2.
You can run.
Or you can just come and have a beer and watch everybody else, right?
I don't know.
I think also it's, it's that, shared suffering, but then also just length of time, it's, I think people know that when they come to a trail run or a race or whatever, it's going to be a long day out.
Have you ever, I've never had a shallow conversation on a mountain. If you're going up a mountain, either the complete straight and you start talking, it's always goes straight to something meaningful. You never go
really?
No one ever says what's your favorite color.
I can think of plenty of shallow and inconsequential debates and conversations on the mountain.
You have fun and humorous conversations, but it's you're immediately real with a person because you're suffering so much, and so there's very little trying to pretend. No one is trying to be someone else. Everyone is just trying to get through this. And so that's, I think, why you make such good friends. But maybe all sports are the same. And in terms of I know you didn't want to talk about, but giving back in terms of giving back to the community and giving back the trails and things like that. Do you think that's an important element of it? I do some work for Friends of Table Mountain, and they do unbelievable work. They do a lot of trail maintenance, and Cape Town really needs it because sandparks can't do it. So they are excellent, and you should definitely have them on this podcast. So I think that is something that you can get if you want to, but we trying to keep it. We can't try to keep it easy and chilled. We don't want to be bombarding people all the time with donate. We want to make it a fun place to be, because the safety on the mountain is people on the mountain, and the more people go on the mountain, the safer it is, and that's what we want.
I think that's also it has its place, definitely. I think it's an escape for people. Once a week, come hang out and enjoy and. Not have that.
Chilled. We try and keep it like that. We don't want it to be too hectic, and we get kids from all around. We get kids from Vrygroot, they come, and sometimes people have arrived and they're worn come in Crocs or something, and then suddenly everyone's who's got an old pair of shoes, and before you know it, we've got them shoes and we've got them a head torch, but it's not it's just done organically. We do try and help people out that need help, but it's not really what we're about. And folks kind of happy. The guy, the croc guy, was fast.
And where do you guys kind of see, what is the kind of the future looking like in terms of where your community's going? Are you going to be able to kind of maintain it, do you think, forever type thing? And, is it...
who knows?
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Like, it just grows by itself. Somebody will take over. Things happen. I mean, the other day we didn't even post the crew run, and we just wondered if it would happen by itself, and it did. And somebody arrived and they took over and they did it. So, you know, it continues to grow. People leave, people come, people join. You know, it's quite funny. Sometimes I'll go to runs and I don't even recognize half the people. Who are these people? But it happens to us. But it means there's no set plan. We don't have a strategic business plan or anything of some sort.
Exactly. But people like to be involved, so I'm sure it will keep going.
It'll just keep on going. Yeah.
And you guys?
Yeah, I mean, until it stops becoming fun for me, you know, I'll just stop giving my time as much as But it's fun, and you know, the initial crew sometimes is not there, and then I've got a whole new gang of people that I've met and made friends with, which is cool, you know. So I suppose, for me and my time, it's just, once I get over it, I'll just keep on doing it. Unless someone else wants it.
And do you see that kind of shared sense of ownership amongst the community?
Well, I mean, when we do our winter wipeout event, so many people come out and want to help and offer things and offer donations and offer prizes. And we had an aid station on the mountain that was doing mainly OBs because it was so cold, and you had someone give that to us. People want to be involved, so I think I think it makes a difference in people's lives, and so I do think that it will always someone will take it over eventually.
And people just step up and do stuff, and you know, like just under their own initiative. It's fine. I want to organize this run or this thing. Fine, go ahead. Knock yourself out. It really,
I mean, we have the same. You know, it's like we don't have any team leaders, we don't have any, you know, I'm just the admin on the WhatsApp group, and you know, I've always tried to say, you know, this isn't my club, you know, I'm not the main oak, you know, this is for the community, this is everyone's, just take initiative and do what you want. And you know, it's awesome to see, you know, some trail maintenance is needed and someone will go up and do something, you know, WhatsApp to people, and they're sorting some rocks out or clearing some alien vegetation or rebuilding some of the footbridges that have been failed to be maintained. Yeah, so it's awesome. People just step up and help, you know. If you ever need anything, someone's always there to just assist.
Amazing. And I want to end on what is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on the trails?
I'm definitely not telling that story.
No, tell it.
No, everybody always has like tummy issues as their most. And that is not going to be on this podcast.
What do they say? That never trust a trail runner with one sock, eh?
Yeah. Or no bandana.
You know what's happened on that mountain. I think everybody's at a trail poo.
No, we're not talking about that. I've got nothing to add to this conversation.
Ty?
I mean, it's the same. It's the same story for all of us.
It's always interesting. It's like we could I think I should actually do an episode on it. It's like
no one will tell you this.
They'll infer their story. They'll infer their story.
But thank you so much. This was amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to joining you guys. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Now you have to. We'll make you famous as the podcast guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're going to go right up pics first.
Yeah. Feeling fired up after this incredible episode? Dive deeper into the world of trail running by exploring our other episodes, available wherever you get your podcasts. We're eagerly awaiting your feedback as well, so connect with us on Instagram @TrailChasersPod. Don't hold back. Comment, message, and share your thoughts. Until next week, keep chasing those trails.